Okay, so today we're going to be starting our constructions unit. And for constructions are basically all about just drawing arcs. Okay, so those are like basically what you use to draw a circle, right? Those are the rounded lines. Now, to draw an arc, you're going to need a special little compass here is what they're called to draw an arc. Okay, and there's two main parts you need to look at on a compass. First one is this little pivot point right here. So this turns right here. And you'll notice, if you can kind of see there, there's a bit of a crosshair on there. It's kind of hard to see on the video. But there's a crosshair right here in the middle, so I can kind of see exactly where the center of that circle point is. And we call this the bullseye. Okay, then right here, this is our slide. Okay, we'll tighten it up so that it'll stay in place. And you'll notice there's an opening right here. This is our slide window. And we basically just put our pencil in there to draw our arcs. Okay, so the first construction I'm going to talk about is copying a line segment. Now you should all have these notes, and you can use these notes on the tests and stuff. And on these notes, they have the steps already given to you. So if you can read, you can probably just do this on your own, but I'm going to walk you through these steps, and we're going to copy this line segment right here. So the first thing it wants me to do is draw a line that is longer than the line segment with an endpoint. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a line that's longer than the line segment I want to copy. Okay, so that's longer, and then it said it needed an endpoint, so I'm going to put an endpoint right there at the end. That's an endpoint. Okay. Then it says to place the bullseye on one of the endpoints of the line segment. So it wants me to place the bullseye, or the little crosshair right there, on one of the endpoints. Okay, then it wants to move the slide to the other endpoint. And by move the slide to the other endpoint, it means this little slide window. So the opening of that window should be right above the other endpoint. Okay, then you tighten in that setting right there. Okay, so that your slide doesn't move. Then it says place the bullseye on the endpoint we are copying to, and you draw an arc. Okay, it doesn't have to be that big of an arc, it just needs to intersect the line. Okay, like that. And that's all you have to do. From this endpoint to this arc is the length of that line segment. So you are done. That's all you have to do to copy a line segment. It's very, very simple. Okay, that's our most basic construction, is copying the line segment. Okay, the next construction we're going to talk about is bisecting a line segment. So for this one, it wants me to place the bullseye on one line segment, and then it wants me to move the slide bigger than halfway. Just think of that as more than halfway. So it wants me to move the slide window more than halfway towards the other. So like halfway would be about like right there. The window just needs to be more than halfway towards the other endpoint. Okay, as long as it's more than halfway, that's all that matters. And then it wants me to make a big arc without moving the slide. Okay, so when it says big arc, basically it wants a half circle, something like that. It's probably way bigger than it needs to be, but you'll see. Okay, then without moving the slide, I then place the bullseye on the other endpoint and make the same big arc. Okay. And really the arc just needs to be big enough to intersect the arc that I just made twice. Okay? If you do it right, you should get this kind of football looking shape here. Okay, and then the last step is you connect the two intersections that you just got by drawing a line. So I'm going to line up the flat edge of my compass here with the two intersections. And I'm going to draw a line connecting them. And if you do that right, that line you just drew in should exactly bisect or cut in half the original line segment.